Todd Christopher Kohlhepp was born on March 7, 1971 in Florida and was raised in South Carolina and Georgia. His parents divorced when he was 2 years old, and his mother, who got custody of him, married another man the following year. Later psychological reports found that Kohlhepp had an unhealthy relationship with his stepfather and often wanted to live with his biological father, whom he had not seen in 8 years. Kohlhepp was described as a troublesome child. In nursery school, he was known to be aggressive towards other children and would destroy their property. At the age of 9, when he started undergoing counseling, Kohlhepp was described as being explosive and preoccupied with sexual content. He also displayed cruelty to animals, shooting a dog with a BB gun and killing a goldfish with Clorox. His father later said that the only emotion his son was capable of was anger. Kohlhepp spent 3.5 months in a Georgia mental hospital as an inpatient because of an inability to get along with other children. Eventually in 1983, Kohlhepp was sent to live with his biological father in Arizona after his mother and stepfather separated. He took his father's surname and began working a number of local jobs. He also inherited his father's hobby of collecting weapons. Despite this, the relationship deteriorated due to his father's absence with a number of girlfriends, and Kohlhepp expressed desires to return to his mother, though she reportedly made excuses to extend his stay. On November 25, 1986, 15-year-old Kohlhepp kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Tempe, Arizona. He threatened her with a .22 caliber revolver, brought her back to his home, tied her up, taped her mouth shut, and abused her. Afterwards, he walked her home and threatened to kill her younger siblings if she told anyone what happened. Kohlhepp was charged with kidnapping, sexual assault, and committing a dangerous crime against children. In 1987, he pleaded guilty to the kidnapping charge, and the other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison and registered as a sex offender. According to court records, Kohlhepp was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and had an IQ of 118, which was considered above average. The judge in the case said that he was very bright and should be advanced academically, but behaviorally and emotionally dangerous and likely could not be rehabilitated. Kohlhepp's probation officer wrote a similar description in court papers and added that he felt the world owed him something. Kohlhepp's attorney in that case later went on to say that, while defending him, he did not believe his client would go on to harm others in the future. During his imprisonment, Kohlhepp was initially cited for violations that included some violent behavior, but after turning 20, he had no further records of disobedience. In August 2001, Kohlhepp was released from prison after serving 14 years and moved to South Carolina where his mother was living. During his imprisonment, he attempted and graduated from Central Arizona College with a bachelor's degree in computer science. From January 2002 to November 2003, he worked as a graphic designer for a company in Spartanburg. He began studying in Greenville Technical College in 2003. Kohlhepp transferred to the University of South Carolina upstate the following year and graduated in 2008 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration Marketing. Despite being registered as a sex offender, Kohlhepp was able to get a real estate license on June 30, 2006, after lying about the felony charge on his application. From this, he built a firm that had a dozen agents in its employment. He had been recognized as a top-selling agent in the Carolina region. The firm was closed down following his arrest. Kohlhepp also acquired a private pilot's license and several properties out of state. In May 2014, he purchased nearly 100 acres of land located in an area 9 miles from Moore for $300,000. He then set a fence around the property, which cost $80,000. A customer who sold her home to Kohlhepp remembered him as extremely outgoing and professional, but noted that he would often talk about his firearms and sometimes subtly use sexual innuendos during their conversations. Conversely, a woman who assisted one of Kohlhepp's employees described him as angry and condescending towards her partner. A banker who worked with Kohlhepp said he often watched pornographic videos, even at work. Kohlhepp frequented a Waffle House restaurant in Roebuck, where his behavior disturbed the waitress to the point where the male cook began to take Kohlhepp's orders for them. According to this employee, one of the waitresses was Megan Lee McCraw Coxey, one of Kohlhepp's victims. Something that marks this case out as being particularly shocking is Kohlhepp's openness online. It takes real overconfidence to not only maintain a personal wish list of your favorite serial killer tools on Amazon, but also to publicly review them with such frankness about what you're actually using them for is a whole other level. Well, maybe over-deranged is more appropriate. Between 2014 and 2016, Kohlhepp left over 140 Amazon reviews for items including knives, guns, and tactical gear. In a review for a foldable shovel, he wrote, "Keep in car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home. Does not come with a midget, which would have been nice." On a review of a padlock with a hidden shackle, he got especially gruesome in his honesty and at the same time revealed his horrifying sadism. Works great. Also, if someone talks back, go old school on them by putting it in a sock and beating them. They will not appreciate the hardened steel like you will. As well as his chilling Amazon reviews, Kohlhepp also did some other pretty disturbing things online. In 2016, he kidnapped Kayla Brown, who had worked for him cleaning homes, and her boyfriend Charles Carver. The couple was reported as missing in August after Carver's mother told police she hadn't heard from her son for several days. Things got even more suspicious, however, when posts started appearing on Carver's Facebook page insinuating the couple had gotten married in secret. The tone of the post didn't sound like Carver at all, and some speculated the hacker to be his soon-to-be ex-wife. The horrible truth was that Kohlhepp was the real hacker. By then, he had already killed Carver and was keeping Brown hostage. Unfortunately, the kidnapping of Brown and murder of Carver weren't the first of Kohlhepp's crimes. Following his arrest, he shockingly confessed to being the killer behind the unsolved Superbike murders, a quadruple homicide case from 13 years prior. In 2003, Kohlhepp visited a motorcycle shop in Chesney, South Carolina to buy a bike which he apparently struggled to ride properly. He revealed to his mother when she asked whether he was connected to the killings that the shop's employees laughed at him and refused him a refund, an injustice Kohlhepp couldn't let go unpunished. His revenge left 4 people dead: store owner Scott Ponder, his mother Beverly Guy, service manager Brian Lucas, and mechanic Chris Sherbert. On August 31, 2016, Kayla Brown, 30, and her boyfriend Charles David Carver, 32, went missing after they went to clean Kohlhepp's residence. After being asked to do some cleaning on Kohlhepp's 93-acre farm in Woodruff, Brown, who had done similar work for Kohlhepp in the past, and Carver stood waiting for Kohlhepp to get something from his garage. Kohlhepp emerged, but with a gun. He shot Carver several times in the chest for having a smart mouth. As for Brown, "I didn't know what to do with her," he told his mother. "She hadn't done anything wrong." Instead of killing or releasing her, he kept her trapped in a dark shipping container